Yeah, so in our near future, we're really anticipating getting back to our spaces next year, and so getting back to our top of the line equipment and our lovely spaces, and getting to be in physical space with each other. We don't know if that will include audiences right away, and and we are also looking forward to acknowledging some realities of the fragility of this discipline and the need to improve and to learn some side skills and things like acting for the camera, so that these kind of pivots can be all the more fluid, if our society needs to make them back and forth again in the future. So we're looking to make some partnerships around the university, and some meet new people, and add those new skills, as well as this is a time where theater needs to become more diverse and more inclusive, for BIPOC individuals, for all underrepresented groups. And so we're really looking forward to continue to move through initiatives, to become a more actively anti-racist program.
Awesome. Uh, I'm sorry, I can't like read my own handwriting. How do you think the student body has been doing with online theater education and performances, like the morale kind of it?
Yeah, it so far it has followed an arc of skeptical and depressed to cautious to this is tedious to, oh, this was actually rewarding, actually I learned a lot. So I'm hoping that this semester follows that arc, because we saw that arc play out in various classes and performances and productions last semester. So I'm hoping that we see that similar arc, to where students feel the reward of their hard work, and how much of this, though it's missing that last step, how much of these skills can still improve. We had people like in the musical theater rep class had a final capstone experience where we heard from various students in that their expectation was like, oh, this is going to be a burner semester, I'll move through this class, I'll check the box, but I'm not going to really improve in my singing in this class. And then on the back end, they said that they grew more in that class than they had in 2 years combined. And some of that is the nature of a capstone, some of that is the nature of a class designed to be cumulative, some of that is a testament to those individual professors who really crushed it, and it's a testament to the students and the hard work that they put in, and this very the fact that this is different, so different. It's so different to try to sing in your bedroom, right? Try to like wait for a moment when you're not going to be self-conscious about your family or your roommates, and then sort of pour your energies into that take into the camera, and then you're self-conscious about yourself, so you do another take and another take and another take in a way that, like, maybe in a rehearsal room in a comfortable class setting that you've been in for 3 years, maybe you do less repetition, maybe you take a few less risks, or you're not as nervous because you're not in this narrow 20-minute window before your roommates are going to get back. Nervousness and that kind of I don't know, shaking yourself out of your repetition is part of what's great about getting up on stage in front of the live audience. And we've found some of those shaking people out of their habits, and therefore learning, to have happened in Zoom theater and Zoom theater classes in ways that we couldn't have anticipated. And so I hope that we continue that this semester, and in ways, again, that we don't know we don't know how that will play out for individuals.
Cool. As far as theater education goes, do you think like theory or practice is more important, or are they both kind of equally important as far as theater education goes?
We put a lot of our department energies into production because we see them deeply linked. And if you look at our what's required to pass the major, it's 5 history literature classes. It's 5 classes that are like grounded in theory. And so those are they're twins. They're Gemini twins circling each other and reinforcing each other. It helps so deeply to understand where a certain play is coming from, like where it sits in the history that came before it, and there's only so much that you get from reading it, and then getting to try out something from a certain genre on stage to be able to put it into your body, or for other classmates to be able to see it live and really feel what is an expressionist piece like Mackinac like. It's very different to read that as as a piece of text in a textbook or in an anthology. And it's another thing to bring design and actors and voices and characters and the duration of 2 hours and the energies of a people in a room together around that. So they're very complementary. Yeah, I wouldn't favor one over the other.
What is one piece of advice you wish you could give to theater students that you wish you had gotten, like going into it?
Uh, you're going to make theater for a long time if you do this. What you won't be doing for a long time is being at a university where you can take classes in any discipline. And theater's about everything. It's about all people. It's about all ideas. It's a communication methodology. It's not narrow in topic. And so while you're at a liberal arts college, mine it for breadth. Taking like the first level class in a wide variety of things to me is so much more valuable than taking 8 classes in like in only 2 directions. This undergrad time is a time to really learn about the whole world, and to learn about all peoples, to learn about as much history and philosophy you can, to learn ideas from science, so that we might be communicators of those ideas to lay people. That is, yeah, soaking up that breadth of knowledge and then trusting that if you stay loving theater, you're going to keep finding ways of training yourself in theater and improving in theater and honing that craft. You will probably never spend 4 years at a place where you can study every topic out there.
Nice. And then finally, what are you looking forward to after COVID? Like, what's the first thing you're gonna do after COVID?
I've been thinking about this in as an artist. An oil painter right now can get a canvas and paint in their studio, and it's hard for people because COVID's very it's depressing, and there's all these. It's a rough time. But as someone whose paintbrushes and canvas are there in the theater, I've been thinking, am I gonna want to get in there and just make something for myself for a day, in order to sort of get back to that studio craft, that thing I love. So maybe it'll just be that the first show is satisfying in that way, but I'm starting to think I might, lock myself in the theater